Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is episode number 54. It is day 3 of free agency, and it has been a wild ride, roller coaster. It has been so much going on in these 3 days. Man, think about it. 40% of the league were up for free agency this year. You had so many big names up for free agency this year, probably the most I can think of in a lot of years. I mean, think about it. We had Kevin Durant. I mean, you have a lot of the top 10, 15, 20 people in the league. A lot of those players were up for free agency to change teams. So a lot of players can really change their movement can just change the franchises they go to and change the whole setup of who's going to win what next year. So, man, I've been glued this whole 3 days. I don't know about any of you. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say they've been losing a lot of sleep, staying up all night, looking at their phones, refreshing every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes to see if there's new information. Man, where did Kawhi go? Did he sign yet? Man, think about it, guys. The first day of free agency, within the first couple hours, man, there's so many people that you're getting confirmations on. Not only that, even the day before, that night before, you start hearing people have, they're going to sign this 4-year deal for 141. They're going to go here as soon as it starts. So it was very interesting. Man, right off the back, though, within the first hour or two, you hear Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are signing to the Brooklyn Nets. And, wow, everybody's like, wow, okay. Everybody thought he was going to go to New York. That was the number one place that they had Kyrie and him on. So that was kind of a shocker to me. And it was pretty quick, too. It wasn't even something that they delayed on. So you can tell that they had it already decided for the most part. And not only that, they also signed DeAndre Jordan. So that actually sounds like a formidable team. Even though Kevin Durant's going to be out a year, that still sounds like especially when he comes back, they're going to be great. To me, they would be favored once Kevin Durant comes back to make it to the finals for me on the Eastern Conference. Even without Kevin Durant coming back right away, they still made it to the playoffs and were pretty darn good. Of course, they had D'Lo, and we're going to talk about that too. But now, they're going to have Kyrie Irving, and then they're going to still have that same group of guys minus D'Lo until Kevin Durant comes back. So they should at least be a playoff team still. Now, Kevin Durant should probably come back somewhere around a year. So he technically could get back a little earlier than a year, and he won't quite be his full self, but he could possibly meet them in the playoffs and still, make a little bit of noise. So now, initially, Kevin Durant made that announcement. It was put out that Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving is going. But then it started coming out that they could actually work out a sign and trade with Brooklyn Nets, with D'Angelo Russell, and with Golden State and them two. And that's exactly what ended up happening. They did a sign and trade to where they signed D'Angelo Russell, and they traded D'Angelo Russell to Golden State. Now, with that being said, D'Angelo Russell got a 4-year, $117 million contract. Outstanding. I mean, and we all know he was original Laker. And, man, if you guys didn't know, I was all in on D'Angelo Russell before we drafted him. I was at the draft, come on, Lakers, draft D'Angelo Russell, get him, man. I see something in him. I see a future star in him. And then we ended up letting him go. I was disappointed, but we had to do what we had to do to get rid of Mozgov and get rid of that contract. And, of course, D'Angelo Russell had the whole video thing, and, it was just so much stuff. So they ended up just, letting him go. And I hated to see it because, like I said, I saw so much in D'Angelo Russell, and I knew for sure that dude had star qualities. He had some good things that was going to happen. And sure enough, he started flourishing when he went to Brooklyn Nets. Ended up averaging 20-something points a game, maturing. His game got a lot better. He made the All-Star. Now, albeit he was an injury replacement and he was in the East, and, yeah, you can make the point that if he was in the West, he probably wouldn't have made the All-Star with those same stats because it's just so deep in the West, and there's so many great guards in the West. I mean, think about it. Booker on the Phoenix Suns, he had a great season last year too. His numbers were good, if not better than D'Angelo Russell's. And he was on the West, and he didn't make the playoffs. Or correction, he didn't make the All-Star game. So you can look at that and compare the different guards in the West and see that there's a lot of guards that had really good stats and did really good, and they still didn't make a All-Star team. What about Williams on the Clippers? I mean, he was averaging 20-plus points a game. He ended up being the sixth man of the year. He didn't make an All-Star game. So those are a lot of points you can make. But I still think D'Angelo Russell is going to be a great player. He's only 23 years old. Look at that. I mean, you have so much upside. I think 22 or 23. So now he's going to be on Golden State. Golden State now has at least him, and they have him. Thompson's going to be hurt for a little bit. But, man, they're going to have him, and their three-point shooting is going to be something. But, I wonder how that's going to work when Thompson comes back. It's going to be interesting. Some people think that when Thompson comes back, they're going to use D'Angelo Russell as a trade, as an asset or something like that to get other players. But you never know. I mean, it's going to be an interesting team for them. Other signings, man, you had so many other signings. The biggest thing for us, this is Lakers talk, so let's get to what the Lakers have been interested in. I mean, the Lakers, we've been waiting for Kawhi Leonard. We've been hearing so many rumors. Everybody on Twitter is like, yes, the Lakers are definitely signing Kawhi. It's a done deal. Kawhi's going to the Lakers. Man, it's only a matter of time. Kawhi's already informed LeBron. Then you start seeing stuff like Kawhi's informed the Clippers. He's not signing with them. Kawhi's informed Toronto. He's not signing with them. And then we're waiting all day one, and we're not hearing nothing. Well, besides all the I wouldn't say fake Twitter accounts of people just, oh yeah, I got inside information. Kawhi is already confirmed. Kawhi is signed. There's this guy that plays in a Big 3 league. On the first day, they got a video of him saying, somebody's asking this guy about Kawhi Leonard. He's like, oh, Kawhi Leonard's already signed. He's like, what? He's like, what? Yeah, Kawhi has signed a contract already. He's a Laker. And that's within the first day. And we haven't heard anything official. We've been waiting for official word for a while. Nothing. We keep seeing, like I said, these accounts and these guys that don't have any check marks on their name claiming that they know they have inside information and they will eventually reveal themselves. But like I said, we have no confirmation. And not only that, we start hearing things about, Kawhi Leonard, talk his camp at least, reached out to Magic Johnson a couple times via phone call and asked Magic Johnson several questions. Wanted to know about, hey, did you guys intend to draft me or to, get me when there was a trade request from the Spurs? Did you try to get me? And according to Magic, they said, yes, I tried to get you. And the question was, what did you try to do? Why didn't you? And then, of course, it would end up being something like, hey, we tried to get you, but Popovich, because of our relationship, wanted like a lot of draft picks, first round, a bunch of stuff that was just kind of unreasonable. So he basically said they just couldn't do it at the time because it was too much. And so he also asked them, okay, what's going on with the relationship between, you, Magic, Jeannie Buss, and Rob Pelinka? What is going on? Is it as, crazy as what we've been hearing in you guys' management? Magic Johnson kind of explained it like, yes, we did have some problems. Yes, I did call Rob Pelinka, a backstabber. But, we're like a family, just like families have arguments. Me and Jeannie, like sister and brother, we had disagreement, but we're over that now. We're going to move on. We want to win championships. That's what we're about. You with LeBron and AD, you can be winning championships and build a legacy just like Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West and Magic and all those great people. He kind of like did all that. So supposedly Kawhi's camp felt good about it or decent about it. At least that's what was put out. But once again, we don't know who these people are that's putting this information out. We have no idea if it's even Kawhi Leonard's camp. It could have been Magic telling people, hey, I thought it went well. We do know Magic talks a lot. We love you, Magic, but he does love to tell you some stuff. So that's the only place we know we probably get some information from. So that was that. We heard about that. Supposedly that went all right. The other thing, second part to that is Kawhi's camp supposedly only wanted to meet with Jeannie Buss and then Magic Johnson. So Magic and Jeannie couldn't meet at the same time together in the meeting because Magic is not a part of the actual team. He's not on the payroll, so he's not technically allowed. So that's why Kawhi's camp can just give him a call and they can talk on the phone ahead of time. But then there's also scheduled to be a meeting between Jeannie Buss and Kawhi Leonard in his camp. Now, supposedly that was supposed to be the first one, Lakers first, Clippers next, and then Toronto last. So we don't even know for sure if that happened already. We believe that was supposed to have been yesterday, but no confirmations whatsoever. We don't know. So, but all we're getting is like, yes, he's made up his mind with the Lakers, but all us Lakers fans for the second night in a row, we've been staying up all night, all day, refreshing Twitter, myself included. Everything I'm doing, I'm looking at my phone for hours at a time. I'm trying to watch a movie. Every 5 minutes, I'm looking at my phone, trying to concentrate on the movie and read some tweets, trying to see if stuff's real, if stuff's happening, if it's going down, if I can celebrate in the streets, if I can run around and, flashing, I don't know, whatever. But, it's going to be crazy. If I can make plans for catching Lakers games and buying 3 different uniforms or jerseys with number 2 on it, with number 23, and with number 6 on it. Yes, if that happens, I will do it. I will buy all 3, and that will be what it is. So, guys, where are we at now? Where do we stand at this third day? So, Chris, what's his name? Chris Klein, one of the guys, right, on ESPN, former football player. I've been hearing his information coming out, and it seems like to me, his information seems to be accurate when I'm listening. Even though he's the one that said this is gonna draw out, this could take, he said Kawhi is gonna take his time. This could draw out up to 3 days. This could be up until the 3rd or 4th, because Kawhi is gonna, take his time. He's gonna meet with each team. He said the process really only started yesterday, and so Kawhi still's got to meet with the Clippers. He still got to meet with Toronto, and the feeling is it's pretty strong he's going to sign with the Lakers, but there's no guarantee because it's just this lot of time, and we haven't got any solid information. And so yeah, everybody says if he wants to win a championship and multiple championships for years to come, there's no other place to go than the Lakers because we got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis being 26 years old, 26, about to be 27, with Kawhi Leonard being 28 years old. LeBron James, yes, he's about to be, or he's 34, about to be 35, give or take. But LeBron James still still playing great at that age. So that combination would be set up for years to come. Because even if LeBron, after 3 years from now, 4 years from now, is no longer in the NBA, let's say he's not. But, I think he's still going to be productive even in 4 years from now. But let's say he's not. You still have, Anthony Davis set up along with if Kawhi Leonard comes. Those two combinations would be set up for years to come. And then think about all the players that's going to want to come if those two are playing with each other. So, yeah, I think we would be set up for years to come. Kawhi would be good to go. Now, let's talk about all the other players that have been rolling off the board. So fast. Day one, so many players were signing. Man, J.J. Redick, gone. DeAndre Jordan, gone. You got guys just, so quickly are just gone. We already know about Kyrie Irving, gone. We got Kemba Walker signed with Boston, off the board. Man, we heard about, I think second day was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler signed and trade to Miami. Klay Thompson. He was, I believe it was second day for him, or either late to where it was that he had signed a contract, max contract with Golden State. Even we heard Al Horford opted out of his contract from Boston, and then he went to Philadelphia 76ers. And then we also heard that Tobias Harris re-signed with 5-year deal with the max with 76ers. So, man, the information was just coming and coming and coming. They heard J.J. Barrera sign. I heard that Bogdanovich, he signed a contract. Darren Collinson heard the word that he retired, so he wasn't available. It was just, you start hearing just word of all these people that were on the Lakers list. Of course, D'Lo, signing trade to Golden State. It was just a frenzy. It was just crazy. Everybody. And this is probably one of the most highly watched and anticipated free agencies I've seen. I think these last couple of days, there's been more hype and more information almost in the finals. Isn't that crazy? Wow. So much. But it's still there's some decent people left. So I would say, what's the question of, let's say if we don't get Kawhi Leonard, we got $32 million left. What kind of people can we get? Most of those big free agents are gone for the most part, those tier A's, and for the most part, the tier B's are for the most part gone. The best people that remain, they're people like Danny Green. He still haven't, you haven't heard any word of his signing. DeMarcus Cousins, we haven't heard anything from him. And there's a few other people out there that are decent that we get signed. That could be some pretty good players. None of the people that we had on our team last year on 1-year deals have signed yet. So we still got that. We can at least run it back with those guys, and we're still going to be great. Think about it. Just the addition of Anthony Davis, and we still got LeBron, and we still got, we still got we still got Kyle Kuzma. So even if we run it back with JaVale McGee, there's still we still Lance out there, and there's still Rondo, and there's still KCP. All those people that we had last year, none of them have signed either. So they could just be sitting in the background waiting for LeBron and them everything to sizzle out, and then they'd be like, all right, we're gonna just sign y'all butt again. And guess what? Even with that, we would be championship contenders. We would be all right. As long as we already signed. We signed this other guy that played on he played on Phoenix last year. Just give me a second, and I will come up with his name. I believe his name was Troy Daniels. We signed this guy to a 1-year, $2.1 million term, a contract. Now, some people were like, wait a minute, doesn't that dig into our $32 million? But where it is more like a mid or exception or a minimum vets contract, because even though it's 2.1, the Lakers are really only going to be in the books for 1.6 of that amount, and then the league is responsible for filling in the rest. So that doesn't cut into that $32 million that we got for Kyrie if we were to get him, or not Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard. But so a little bit of Troy Daniels stats. Since he is a confirmed signing, he is 6'4", 205 pounds. He is listed as a shooting guard. He has been in the league since 2013-14 season. So he has played 8 or 9 seasons under his belt. And so last year, let's look at his stats from last year. He didn't average many points, only 6.2. He only played about 15 minutes a game. His field goal shooting, now, word on the street is the only thing he's good at is three-point shooting, and that's it. So let's just look at these stats and see if that backs up that. Well, overall field goal shooting is 41%. Three-point shooting last year was 38%. But with his three-point shooting, I like to look at the history and how many years back and how his three-point shooting was to see if he's been consistent. And that's going to tell me how he's going to be with us. So last year, 38% is pretty damn good for, in the league. 38% is good. Before that, he was 40% from three-point range, and that was on shooting in 2017, 2018. He shot, he was 5.8 3-point attempts a game, 40% clip. That's damn good. The year before that, 2016-17, he was 38.9% from three-point range. He's trying attempting 5.3 a game. The year before that, he was 48% three-point range. At a 2.3, he shot 2.8 attempts a game. The year before that, he was 47% at 3.3 attempts a game. So this actually bodes well. His history at three-point shooting was knocked down. Let's see. Let's look at everything else. Let's see. Free throws. He's right around, 78% last year. His career is 81%, so that looks good. He looks, he can shoot free throws. At least he's not 40%, 60% like that. Like, other people around. As a guard, to me, you got to at least shoot 75%, so he at least meets that criteria. Of course, he's not going to get you a lot of rebounds, not going to get you a lot of assists, not a lot of steals. He did average, a half a steal a game, but he only played 14, 15 minutes a game, so I don't expect him to have a lot in that stat. So it looks like the Lakers did acquire a knockdown shooter. That is something that we were last in the league at three-point shooting, so we needed that. And so to me, that's a good pickup for the minimum. This guy, I went and watched some highlights of Troy Daniels, and he's had games where he was just like killer, knocking down 5, 6 threes, in crunch time, helping them win games. So the guy looks like he doesn't have any pressure, meaning the guy can still produce under pressure is what I'm trying to say. But so that's who else we have. Troy Daniels, and of course we signed that other rookie, Talon Horton, THT. So Talon Horton Tucker is our other guy. That's that 6'4" guy that has that super long arm wingspan of 7'1". He will be playing in the summer league, and so along with a bunch of other people that we picked up either from the G League or undrafted, stuff like that. Most of those guys are kind of unknown names. We're gonna see what's going on with that. But the biggest thing in this podcast is just free agency. Man, will we know tonight? This is the third day of free agency, Tuesday. Will we know by Wednesday? Will we know by Thursday? I don't know. Fingers are crossed that he lands with the Los Angeles Lakers. It will be party time. It will be like dancing in the streets. It'll be on. We'll be the heavy favorite to win the championship, especially with Kevin Durant leaving Golden State, and Klay Thompson's going to be hurt for half the season. Yeah, they got D'Lo. They're going to be good, but not quite championship level. Now, I'm going to also say the big picture of the league. Let's say we don't get Kawhi Leonard, right? Who else has gotten stronger? The 76ers have gotten stronger because now they got a squad on them. They do. They got some guys. They're pretty deep. Them signing Al Horford, and then they got Tobias Harris again. And they also picked up other few good guys from what I heard. So they're going to be pretty strong. Boston Celtics, they're going to be decent. They got Kemba Walker, but their chemistry is going to be better. They can go back to that passing and all that kind of stuff. But now they did also lose Terry Rozier, who went and signed elsewhere for a decent contract from what I heard. But man, this year is going to be exciting. I think in the East, it all comes down to where Kawhi goes. If Kawhi signs with the Lakers, then I think Milwaukee and 76ers are going to be the favorites on that side. Maybe, between them, I don't know who gets the edge, but those two I would say, have that would be the top two over there. And then, of course, on the Lakers side, it would be, if we get Kawhi, it's definitely number one LA Lakers. And if we don't get them, we'll still have a good team. We'll still be kind of favored. I think we'll be right there. It'll be us and Houston. We'll be right there as the top two. But don't sleep on it. Even on the West, Utah Jazz even got better. Their team got more depth to it. Bogdanovich, I believe, signed with them. And they signed a few other players, making them deeper, stronger. They could be right there, the third, top three. So, it's going to be exciting, guys. Hang with us. Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is episode 54. Like I talked about, I'm going to be definitely staying on it. Tonight's going to be one of those days. I'm going to be keep checking my Twitter all day, seeing updates, and I'm going to be weary of these fake accounts. I'm not just going to believe the first tweet I hear that he signed with the Lakers and he's second now, because it just hasn't been happening. So, all right, everybody, hang with me. Go in the comments, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Woo! Can't wait, guys. Kawhi is on the way. I'm going to put that out there. What it do, baby? That's what Kawhi said. And it's on. All right, Lakers Talk with Jared, episode 54. I am out.